Created live on Fireside.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Hello, friends.
Welcome to another... I know. Welcome to another Monday episode of the Chris and Amanda Show. Happy Chris and Amanda Day, Amanda.
Happy Chris and Amanda Day, Chris. It is our 16th episode, which means it's our 4-month show anniversary. Woo, woo!
Woo, woo! 16th episode on August 16th.
I mean, it's bound to be a good show when it lines up like that.
We couldn't have planned it any better.
I love it. How's our audio, everyone? Just want to check in before we get too involved. So Chris and myself both sound good. I see some clapping, some thumbs up. So sounding good.
All right. I'm sitting here. I was like, my little notes station here, just like what happened to my notes? It all just went black, and now it's back on. Realized
wake up the notes. Wake up the notes.
The plug came out.
The plug must stay in for the notes for this show.
I know. The little plug on my Google Chromebook. I have such a high-tech setup over here with all my show notes.
And then you have Amanda, for those who can't see. I'll express what I have. I have a notebook with a spiral-bound notebook. But it has a very cute cover.
That's no colored paper today. Usually you're like color coordinated with the notes.
I know. No color paper today. I ran out of my color paper. I'm going to have to refresh it. If anyone has any colored paper that they really love, send us a link and I'll have to order me some. Because colored paper makes Amanda happy.
Well, we know that.
I can't say for certain, but it might increase my scoring.
It might.
Without even realizing.
Well, sometimes it's like, because, certain songs, you seem to have certain songs go on pieces of paper, I've noticed. Like, certain songs or certain colors of paper.
So, I have to start by saying your list this week is very interesting.
So on purpose.
It was, just listening to it was very fun. So it'll be interesting to dive into all of the remarks and see. And I feel like I look back at my list and I was like, Amanda must have been in a mood.
I was going to ask you about that. I'm like, wow, I feel like something's going on over there. I don't know. And once again, our lists are like complete polar opposites of one another.
So opposite, because I re-listened to our Spotify playlist that Chris so graciously gets all situated for us, and so I start with mine, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling these songs, but wow, and then it couldn't have worked out perfect because I don't pay for the upgraded version without the commercial, so I have to listen to the commercial. So my 3 played. There was a commercial break, and then it dove into yours. I was like, it couldn't have worked out any better because if there wouldn't have been a break. It would have been crazy.
It's definitely I don't know, some weeks I feel like our lists are like so polar opposite. It's so funny. And then sometimes we get like, oh, we're similar, but this week is like 100% like polar opposite.
Well, and when I get in my zones and my moods, sometimes I paint, right? But guess what? The power has been out at the shop since Wednesday. It is now Monday, friends. So Amanda has not been able to get out her creativity. She can't work through her motions through her hands.
Yes.
So that's probably why the list looks like what it looks like this week.
That's why it's in a very emotional list of songs.
I'm like a book. No,
you very much are. Yeah, this week you were like a book.
I'm okay though, everyone.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, are you okay, Amanda?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Right. I'm laughing. I'm smiling.
Yes.
So this week, well, thank you all for being here. I guess first and foremost, we should say that.
Thank you all for being here.
16th episode.
That's right.
Enjoy this. We do it every single Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have an absolute blast, and our community is so amazing. They show up and they re-listen to the replay, or they listen to the replays, and sometimes re-listen to the replays as well. And last week was the Beatle episode that did very well. So thank you all for enjoying that. And I think there has to be another one of those in the future because we barely scraped the surface.
No, absolutely. And I 100% agree. We're going to have to do another one in the future because as we were talking about, it's like we made that list, which was such a struggle. And it's like already a week's gone by. And I look at the list and I'm like, yeah, I would change out 3 of these songs, I think now. Like, it's just, I think my number one has been very consistent over time. So I always think it'll always still be the number one, but there's definitely 3 in there that I feel like, well, you know what? Now maybe I'm feeling more of these this week. Sure. So it's definitely, it's the Beatles. You know, it's so hard. It's just so hard. I feel
solid about my number one for the reasons that we discussed in the last episode. And that's probably why you feel strongly about your number one.
Yeah.
Kind of tied to both emotional reasons. And, you know, Amanda was a little bit of a baby, might have shed a tear or 2 last week, but that's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
Week,
it's all good.
No tears for Amanda.
No tears for Amanda this week.
No tears.
Although, I don't know, listening to these songs, I was going to say, Amanda, once again, are you all right? Are you okay? Well, for anybody new to the Chris and Amanda show, welcome. So basically our concept is super duper simple. Amanda and I pick 3 songs each for each other every single week to react and review, and we rate these songs on a ever so complicated scale of 1 to 5 records. You want to explain what the 1 to 5 records rating scale is?
I'd be happy to. We have yet to have a 1 record because we take those very seriously here on the Chris and Amanda show. 1 record is like, it should have never, ever been sung or written. And this show is not about bashing people. So that would have to be, I think if we ever put a 1 record on the list, it was done with intent.
I know exactly what songs to pick for you that would instantly would get me a 1 record, maybe even a 0 record. I don't know. And I've stayed away from certain songs knowing that they will probably make you very upset.
A dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And then 5 records being, you know, those songs that will forever, you know, live in history and they just keep making a comeback. You hear them and they're staying in your brain all day long and they just put you in a happy place or attached to some good memories. Those are those 5 record songs. And we've been pretty generous with those.
We have been. We've been quite generous. Actually, more so than I had thought we would be.
Agreed.
Especially on your side.
I agreed. Although today those 5 records might be a challenge. I was in a mood. Your list is interesting. Will there be any 5 records today? I don't know.
Probably not. And I didn't expect any 5 records. But I did what I was just more or less like, I'm going to put these on here because I am 100% interested in hearing just your reactions to these songs.
And you're already pumped up to have me watch a reaction video.
I am.
Do a reaction video to one of the song videos. So be on the lookout for those.
I also just can't wait to hear you say the names of these bands.
Oh my gosh. That's half of the fun. And I explained a couple weeks ago when Chris sends the list over, I don't always know which is the band name and which is the song title. So I have to search one so I know which order. Because I can't just say, like, for sure it's always going to be the title of the song first and then the band name, because one week he's going to switch it up on me and I'll have put the graphic incorrectly and everyone will get a good laugh. I mean, what if I did, you know, Me First and the Gimmies and by the country roads? That would be awful and so embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I always have to research it because not that my band names are any better. I guess I'm just so comfortable with them. Right.
Well, I do try to put them in the right order when I give them to you because you always give me song title and then name of artist or band. So I try to do the same thing. I do the name of the song and then artist. So I was trying to I'm trying to make the format fit so it's less confusing for you.
I know, but it's just so confusing. So confusing. I'm going to dive into your picks.
Okay. Yeah.
Week,
so share my picks. Yes.
So the first song is Country Roads by Me First and the Gimmies.
Yep.
So fun. Your number 2 pick was All Star by Chunk No, Captain Chunk. I struggle so hard with that. I hardly can speak English as it is. I struggle so. It's like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And I don't feel
Chunk,
like it
Captain Chunk. No, Captain Chunk.
And why is it Chunk as opposed to like Chuck? So
There is a explanation behind it, which I'm happy to give you.
So Captain Chunk was really hard for me to say out loud. And then congratulations, Smacking Katy by Reggie and the Full Effect.
Yep.
So those are your three to me this week.
Yes. And so your three to me are so normal sounding. So I've got Paint Me a Birmingham by Tracy Lawrence. I've got
Well, I don't know. We're gonna have a hard time making it through this show in an hour.
Many the Miles. Did I get that right? Many the Miles? Or am I saying it wrong? Or Many Miles? Many Miles. Sara Bareilles, right? Sara Bareilles? Yeah. Is that how you say her name?
That's how I say it in my head.
And
go with it.
Lost by Michael Buble. Who I know my mother loves Michael Buble.
Oh, his voice is like butter.
It's like butter. Yeah, so she likes Michael Buble. So I know I recognize the names of all these artists except for Tracy Lawrence. I wasn't sure at first if
you
it was.
You had never heard of him?
No, and at first I thought it was actually like a female, and then I
Tracy
listened. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I had I'd never heard it before.
You were gonna get like, give me one reason to stay here, and then you got Paint Me a Birmingham.
Oh, I know it was like deep country. I was like, whoa, this is some real honky tonk stuff. Oh.
And I apologize for that. Again, I clearly was in a mood.
I was like, this is a song. This song's setting a tone right away.
And when I listened to the playlist this morning again, and it started with that song, I was like, oh, I regret that song. I love it, but it might have been not fair to throw in the show. But maybe it'll be fun.
It'll be interesting. So I got some good notes on this song.
Do ya?
I did.
Nice.
All right. So I'll start first then. Okay. So
let's do it.
Talking about.
That's the song.
All right, here we go. Diving in, everybody. Everybody strap in.
Buckle up.
Welcome to the Chris and Amanda show. So starting off with Amanda's first song to me, which is Tracy Lawrence, Paint Me a Birmingham, from the 2004 record Strong. As I had just said, at first I didn't know if Tracy Lawrence was male or female, so I was going with female, and then I was like, oh, okay, it is a male, and it is, to me, my interpretation, this is like a super country song. Like I was like, whoa, this is some real country stuff going on here. And I was like, okay, all right. Definitely a little out of my normal, I guess a lot of the country stuff you send me tends, I guess I'm going to go into like more, I'm going to call it like the pop country.
Yes. Yeah.
Or like, as I like to say, Walmart country. Like It's kind of like, I kind of put it, this, I was like, whoa, this is some real country stuff. So anyway, I listened to the song several times and I wanted to find out, the lyrics.
You listened to it several times.
I did listen to it several times. I did. I listened to it several times because I want to I hear it the first time and I'm like, all right, now I want to hear the song and understand the song. So what I found out, and this I found out on other sites, not Song Facts, is that it's a song written by. So here's something pretty interesting. Song was written by Buckmore and Gary Duffy, and it was actually concurrently released by two country artists at the exact same time.
Really? I did not know that.
So artist Ken Mellons. Don't know who Ken Mellons is. I didn't know if you knew who
Ken. We don't know you, but we will be sure to listen.
Amanda is going to 100% listen to your version of this song.
Absolutely.
Now. Ken Mellons and Tracy Lawrence. So both songs entered the country charts within 1 week of each other. So it's the same song done by two different country artists at the exact same time. Tracy Lawrence's version was the more successful of the two and reached number 4 in May of 2004, becoming his first top 5 country hit since I guess Lessons Learned. That's one of his songs. I don't know if you know. So that was in April of 2004. So he won the battle of the charts, I guess, with versions of
He won the battle of
Paint Me a Birmingham. Yeah, won the battle. So I wanted to so I listened to the lyrics of this song and I was like, okay, but I kind of wanted to know the meaning. So I found an interview with Tracy talking. I was on the Justin Moore podcast. So this was found on riskyriff.com, which I think was probably a site you would like because it's all like interviews with all these country folks. So he said that so on the Justin Moore podcast, he had said Birmingham is a style of lake house because he was saying a lot of people think that the song is about Alabama, but he said Birmingham is a style of lake house. It's got a porch going all the way around. And if you listen to it since then, it makes more sense. This was one of the magical things about that song because it can have multiple meanings. Obviously, the people living in Alabama, though, thought it was about Birmingham, and the people that are architecturally knowledgeable know that it's about a style of house. But what it's really about is a longing to be back with that person that you missed being with, and you know you messed up, and that time and place is gone forever, and you just want it back. So that's what this song's about. And then when I found out that was about, I was like, Amanda, are you okay?
Well, first, I didn't know that Birmingham was a style of house, so that's very interesting to me. And I think hearing that makes me even love it even more.
Well,
that's a destination. It's actually like a vision, like a dream.
Right. And then in the song, the narrator of the song is describing an encounter with an artist who's painting an ocean, who's painting ocean scenes. And the singer asks the painter to paint a picture of the life the man had planned or imagined before losing the woman he loves. Specifically, he describes the house, a Birmingham-style house, and a scene where he and his love are together again.
I love it even more. I love it even more.
That's the song.
Marcus and I are absolutely fine. I think it was just the painting of it and how powerful painting is, because again, I wasn't able to release my creative spirit. You
weren't able to do your dark paintings.
I wasn't. And that was a lot of the songs that I suggest, or I'll hear it and then I'll write it down and go, oh, this is a good song. That one just popped into my head. So that's an unusual addition to my song choices. And I was like, well, here it goes. But it is twangy.
It is super twangy. So, and this was the other thing too. I thought you might, and I didn't find this yet, but apparently there is a parody song of this song done by country music parodist Cletus T. Judd off his 2004 record Bipolar and Proud. He's a country. He specifically does country music parodies, and he called the song "Bake Me a Country Ham." So that's his parody of "Bake Me a Birmingham."
Bake me a country ham.
So I gotta find a version of this song because I want to hear what the parody is like.
Oh, it's
like the Weird Al of country music.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. But it's twangier than I intended. After I settled down a little bit and was like, ooh, that's a song. And
that is a song.
I was really pumped to send you this list. I think I got it to you early Wednesday or early
You did.
Thursday or
you
whatever.
got it to me fast.
Mind you, it had only been about 12 hours without power at that point. Amanda is not a survivalist.
And right away, you put the list together, and the first thing I is paint me a Birmingham.
Amanda, you know my weak spots now, people. You want to get me down, go pull my power outside.
Yeah, pull the power out.
And Amanda will be in a state.
Exactly.
Like modern conveniences, power being one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
You have to paint by candlelight.
Absolutely. That's a parody. Paint me a candlelight.
Yeah. So
with twang included.
So, I did listen to this song several times. I'll be honest, it's not, it's not really when it gets this twangy, it's okay. But I enjoyed the story. I did like the lyrics. I liked I thought it was cool. I liked that it just went, and usually when I hear something that twangy, I'm expected to start hearing about, letting the whiskey pour and like my lost dog in the back of my pickup truck and all, right, all that. But it was like the exact opposite. So I felt like the lyrics were like were not typical, like, country lyrics. So I like that. I couldn't get past his voice. It was something about his voice it was a little, I don't know.
Nasally?
I think it's yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's the word. It was a little too nasally for me. So anyway, with that, I will give the song 3 records because I really liked the lyrics of this song. I thought they were really cool, and I liked the story. And then finding out the story behind it, I thought was kind of neat. So I like that.
That is more than I expected.
Plus, I like the fact that there's a parody version of this that exists called "Bake Me a Country," or what is it? "Bake Me a Ham."
Maybe one of our shows can be we do
parodies. "Bake Me a Country Ham." Yes. Oh yeah, we could definitely do a parody show. Yeah.
Hilarious, probably.
Yeah.
I like 3, and I feel like I don't regret this song choice, but I don't know that I would have picked it today. But once it was on the list, it was on the list, and I think it was really good to like test your country tolerance.
Right. The country tolerance scale.
Because this was very country tolerant. Like, woo! Yeah. So 3 records, not bad.
Respectable, right?
Very respectable. Speaking of country, let's go to your number 1 pick for me, Country Roads.
Yes.
By Me First and the Gimme Gimmies. Like, what a selfish band name.
So I purposely put 2 cover songs on this list because I wanted you to hear different versions of these songs than what you would know. And I knew right off the bat that a punk version of the John Denver classic was going to blow you away.
Okay, so a couple things here. I love the John version.
Yeah, I hear it all the time.
I'm comfortable with it.
My daughter being a West Virginia student, I hear this song constantly. And every time she's home and we go into the bar, it comes on. Like we put it on. So
it's a safe song. It's sound.
Everybody knows the words. Everybody sings it.
Words. Yeah, people join in. And I really like the new version with all of the country stars that sing it.
Haven't heard that one yet.
It's super cool. I mean, all of the amazing country talent kind of collaborated.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. So that's my new favorite to that song.
Not this version.
John Denver. So I have my happy place of that song. I'm like, Carrie's, belt it. Like I sing that song. So I'm like, I'm going to give this one a try. And first of all, I should add, I said, I don't know any of these songs. And you're like, I believe you do because 2 of them are covers. And I was like, okay. So I, for some reason, didn't connect that at first, Country Roads was actually Country Roads. And so then I listened to it and it starts and I'm like, okay. And then they start singing and all I can do is laugh hysterically. I'm just laughing and crying because I'm laughing so hard because I was not expecting it to be like that.
Yeah.
And I can't say it was good or bad. I just wasn't expecting that. And I had to listen to it over and over because I could not stop laughing every single time I heard it. And I didn't.
That's a good reaction.
Laugh at the song, but it kind of just like broke this, like must have been like this tension in me. Like it just made me giggle and it was so silly.
That's the point of the song. Or the point of the band. Okay, so the band Me First and the Gimme Gimmies are kind of like, I guess they're like a joke band. They are and they aren't. Like they're all real musicians, but all their records are all they do is take songs and do punk versions of them, like pop punk versions. Like they do everything, like Rainbow Connection, and then even like My Heart Will Go On. Like they do all these songs and they just speed them up and pop punk them up, and that's they're like, I guess you could say they're a parody band. Like that's they don't change the lyrics, but they do like these other versions of popular songs.
Because I didn't mean to, I didn't want to be critical of them by saying I was cracking up, but this, I guess,
that's what they do.
Allowed me to be able to find some.
That's their
thing.
And they're supposed to be that's their point. Is they're a fun band.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The mom in me felt bad laughing, but I couldn't contain myself.
The mom in me.
The mom in me. And because it was like the band said, let's just try Country Roads. Like without ever practicing, they just went for it. And then at the end, they were like, dang, we nailed it. Like they did it once.
Yep.
They thought they did great. And then like, that was it.
Yep, that was it.
And I was like, what just happened? Like it was so bizarre. But I laughed a lot. I didn't hate it. It's just so different than what it was. So with that, I originally was going to give this 3 records. Mm-hmm. But I think because they came out of it, it's coming from a like source of fun.
It is. They're supposed to be. It's supposed to be a joke, like a joke. It's supposed to be fun, and that's the point of it. They take these songs that were never intended to be sped up and made punky, and they do that with tons of songs that when you hear it, they're hilarious.
And I think right now the world needs a lot of fun. So I appreciate them coming from a source of that. That's kind of why we do our show here.
Right.
So I think after you telling me that and the fact that I got a really good laugh multiple times, I don't think I can listen to it again without still laughing. I don't think I'm ever going to become numb to it.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's good. So with like all of those additional things, I'm going to give it 4 records.
Whoa, did I just campaign and get a better rating because I campaigned?
You campaigned.
Wow. What do you think of that, everybody? What do you think of that? All right.
Gimmies.
Me first and a Gimmies. Moving up a notch on Amanda's scale here. I like it.
Boom. Yeah. So it was just so bizarre.
So fun fact too they released this, and they've been around for a lot of the 2000s. So they released a record, I think it was mid 2000s or I can't remember now. It seems like a billion years ago. So they released a record called Me First and the Gimmies Ruined Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. And it's literally like them in the studio pretending they're the band at a bar mitzvah. And they do like what they do, but it's like feels like it's live and there's banter in between. And it's so funny. It's really funny to listen to.
I love that. I love that truly they're coming out of it from a place of fun. That is fantastic. So beautiful. So 4 records because of Chris.
Boom. Love it.
Boom.
All right.
Hey, before we go to our number 2 song choices, did you want to just throw out there who our wonderful sponsor for this episode is? Let's take a little mini break.
That's right. Yes. So our wonderful show sponsor for today is Coach. Not Mr.
Oh, yes.
Coach Sid Meadows. Our official show sponsor of today. And thank you. And we want to thank him for being a show sponsor. He's got a awesome podcast out there now that you should all check out. Amanda, what is the name of his podcast?
Contract Interiors, which, is so interesting because a lot of it is relevant to, you would think it's a very niche. It is a very niche market, but listening to it, like we can listen to it and we can gain a lot from it. It's the conversations he has. And I just love the way he interviews and speaks with his guests too. So I think there's a whole lot to his podcast that we love. And he's a high performance coach. And he's really good at that. And
he's very good at it. He's really good at what he does.
He gives me, and I'm sure he's giving you also some stern talking tos when we'll say something to him. He's like, I'm going to ask you to rephrase that. Yeah.
He's got his way and it works so well.
And I'm like, you're right. So he really just is a all great person and man and coach. And we are lucky to call him our friend. And we are grateful that he is episode 16's sponsor. Thank you, Sid.
Absolutely. And if you want to connect with Sid, head over to our Instagram account and you'll see his little video that he was so graciously created for us, wishing everybody a happy Chris and Amanda Day. But you can click on that and you can connect with him over on Instagram, which will lead to all his other links to where he is, where you can find him and work with him. And also listen to his podcast, which, as Amanda said, is very good. You don't have to be into any contract interiors to really get a lot out of the shows. There's really the messaging in there there's something for everybody. So highly recommend you check that out.
Yay!
Thanks, Thank you, Sid.
Now back to your scheduled programming.
Regular scheduled programming. So your number two song for me is Sara Bareilles. Bareilles. I don't know.
Sorry, Sarah, if we say this correctly.
Sorry, I apologize. Many. Is it many the miles
many
or
miles.
many miles? How did I get the in there? I don't understand that.
Because it's probably in the song.
Yeah. So many miles off of her 2007 record, Little Voice. This song was released July 3rd in 2007. And there was actually some really, like, I listened to this song a bunch, and I gotta tell you, I'll go through it. I really enjoyed this song a lot. I don't think I've ever really listened to Sara Bareilles.
Sara B. Let's call her Sara B.
Sara B. I don't think I've really listened to her a lot. Actually, I don't think because I listened to them, like, I can't even recall ever hearing her voice.
Amazing.
I don't think. Yeah,
Great.
I don't think I was ever really. Yeah. So, but I really liked the quality of this song a lot. I thought that and the story behind the song I thought was really cool too. So I found an interview with her that she wrote on her website. I guess she was talking about this song. And so she said, so I wrote this song as a reminder to myself to keep going in search of love and truth and light. And it remains to be an ideal I love to stay connected to. I suck at it a lot of the time, actually, to be honest. I get bitchy and bored and irritable and uninspired. And I spend a lot of energy on what I don't like about myself. But at the end of the day, I can take solace in the fact that I am someone who truly wants to be peaceful, who knows I have the capacity to be truly happy. Not every moment, every day, but sometimes, that if I'm really committed, a lot of the time, I don't want to settle for less. So I thought that was a really cool message about the song, because, the many miles, I'm like, okay, like, I get it. And I just wanted to see where she was coming from. So I really connected with that. And what I liked most about this song, like what really got me like hooked, was that piano. Oh my God. I love this piano. And I'm like, I know that I've heard this style playing before. So, and it's like this just very like boogie woogie kind of like piano, like beat. I mean, it is such a cool.
Soulful.
Oh, it's so awesome. Yeah. It reminded me of like definitely Motown-esque, the Stevie Wonder type. So I was like, I know I've heard this player before. So I looked it up, and it's actually Chris Joyner. And Chris Joyner, for anybody that doesn't know, has been a session pianist for years. I mean, he's played with Jason Mraz, Tom Morello, Ray LaMontagne, or whatever, how do you say his name? Amos Lee, Ben Harper, Sheryl Crow. His style of playing, like, you have heard it. And that was like, it just stood out to me. Like, wow, like, it just was so good. So it was the thing that so hooked me into the song. Yeah, it added so much like more heart and like that soulfulness into it, and really loved it. So this song, I kept it, I saved it. It's going in, it's going in a liked songs playlist that I have going on. I do enjoy that. I really liked it. And I want to listen to the rest of the record, because I don't know if he's on the whole record or just on this song in particular. So I want to check out the whole record now. But yeah, I really like this song a lot. It's a keeper for me.
And did it feel like a 5-minute song when you listened to it?
No.
And that's one thing. I
didn't even realize it was 5 minutes. You just said that. Like, I didn't even.
When I looked at our list, like, your songs were very short and mine were much longer.
Right.
And this one was over 5 minutes. And so I was like, oh man, Chris might like knock it for that. But you didn't even feel like it was a 5-minute song. So no,
it just, and I've listened to it several times already, and I didn't even think about it that way. It just, you get lost in the song, and that piano playing, man, I love that. There's something that really adds so much like feeling to a song, and like the way he plays in particular, because that is what he is known for, is that style, that
so
soulful.
That you pulled that out of that song, that you knew that there was a familiarity.
It just, because I know I've heard this playing before, this style, and I'm like, this. It's like how when you hear a guitar player, and like that is distinctly this guitarist. Same thing with piano playing. Like there are distinct styles of playing, and right away, oh, that is this person. So, and when I found out it was Chris Joyner, I was like, makes all the sense in the world.
And I would bet he probably does some other of her songs, because
It probably does.
All of her songs, even though they're very different, they all have a very similar, like you said, like I can pick her songs out like as soon as they start, just based on the tone. She sang Love Song. You probably know that. I'm not gonna write you a love song.
Oh, okay.
That song.
Oh, all right.
So
okay.
I
Didn't know that. Okay.
Which I love that song.
I do know that song. You're right. I didn't know that was her.
And she sings it much better, to be fair, but I got you there.
You got me.
I got you.
You got me there. And the lyrics are probably right. You didn't make up lyrics to that one.
I mean, I only said a couple words, so if I like screwed up 4 words, I have a real problem. Angel, correct me if they were incorrect. I'll have to listen to the replay and see if I nailed them.
Right. Well,
I'm doubting myself.
now you're doubting yourself.
Now I'm doubting myself, but I kind of hit the notes, maybe, sort of. I don't know. So with all of that, and it being 5 minutes, and you didn't even know it, what do you rate this song?
I'm gonna give it 4 records.
That's fantastic.
4 records.
I really thought going into this, we were going to end up with all 3s, potentially.
Nope. I'm telling you that. I mean, she's great. I mean, I don't want to take away any from her, the song, but man, it's that piano playing.
I love it.
It's strong.
It just shows how skilled someone can be in their instrument.
Yeah, and when you add a certain component on top of a song that's already
art,
how it all comes together. Yeah. So I dug this song a lot.
Nice.
So those are 4 records for me.
And I feel like the transition into your next song, your number 2, couldn't be more different than the song we just discussed. All Star by Captain Chunk.
Yes.
And a couple things here. Well, one, I was very excited that I knew this song.
Yes.
Hence why I did a reel on it. So if you want to see that reel, go to our RG. Captain's in my head. RG. Yeah. Go to our RG. But I don't know why all is capitalized. Why? Is this even an issue? Like, should I not even notice that?
I don't know. Maybe I was a typo on my side.
Like it's like on the thing, it's like all.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think maybe I searched it.
Well, I mean, the original version of the song was Smash Mouth, and it was in Shrek. Yes. I mean, so it was like.
But it sounds so similar.
It is,
except for like maybe like the 3/4 mark. That's when it went downhill a little bit for me. But then the tail end like brought it back up.
Well, I know what part you don't like in that song, which is purposely another reason why I picked it.
But there was like a whistle part in it. I was like, I dig this.
Yeah.
I dig this. And that's when it was like, rah, 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 and then like went downhill. But then it came back up. So I didn't hate it. I think I like the Shrek version better. Like I don't think anyone would be surprised by that comment. Again, I was really excited that I knew the song, and I'm actually pretty sure I've even heard this particular rendition, whether it be on Marcus's playlist somewhere or I've just
might have. I mean, it was on a pretty decent comp. It was it's called When Punk Goes 90s. So it was all different punk bands covering 90s, like popular 90s songs.
So I probably have heard it before. But there was like, again, that different spin to it. I love the beginning. I dig the end. It's just that middle that I didn't necessarily love so much.
You weren't into the dude's growling vocals for the little bit there and the heaviness.
I didn't appreciate that because it just was like it was such a traditional normal, and then it went to like the growling part.
So this is what this band is kind of known for. So they're actually a French punk band. So there's actually a classification of. Yeah, so there's actually a classification of subgenre of music that this band is considered, and it's called easycore. So easycore is a combination of punk and hardcore, like metalcore, where it's really poppy, but then you have the guy that still like screams and growls a little bit, and so they mix it together, and but it's not full on hardcore metalcore. so it's called easy core because it's like easy. You know, it's not like super heavy, so it's easy core.
I feel like that's a really good description of what that song was.
Right, and that's what they do. So, yeah, Chunk, No Captain Chunk that's one of the things. Like, there's a lot of other bands that, like, I had on this, which is coming. A Day to Remember is a band that's like, there's a bunch of bands that kind of do that, like that back and forth kind of thing, but these guys do it really well, and their songs are really fun. And so yeah, they do these like breakdown. So basically it's the breakdown. It's the, you know, it's that the hardcore breakdown that they put into like these poppy punk songs that you don't really feel like they're coming, but then they come, and then it's like really fun. So that's what in the Chunk. So just so you know, to Chunk No Cap, you wanted to know what that's from? That's from the Goonies. It's from the Goonies.
So I seriously,
that's the line from the Goonies.
I don't know why, but this song makes me think of the Goonies.
That's where it's from.
It.
Yeah, because they're all big Goonies fans, so they named, that's what they named the band right after
makes sense.
That line in the Goonies.
So occasionally my mind really can't quite put together the pieces, but it knows.
Right, it knows.
The mind knows. Just can't necessarily verbalize or understand why. But that's funny. So like, I feel like, okay, so that band is called, or what kind of it? Calm. What is it? Calm
Easy core.
Easy core.
Easy core.
Easy, not calm
yeah.
core.
So
easy
if you go into Spotify and you type in easy core, all these playlists come up of all these bands that sort of do this like work are considered easy core bands that are pop punk but have breakdowns. Pop punk with breakdowns. Basically, that's what.
Okay, so there's calm core. No, easy core.
There's easy core.
Easy core. I keep calling it calm core.
Then there's like hardcore. Then there's like metalcore.
Okay, so that's where. Okay, so the core, the one that we're discussing, because I keep trying to say calm. Easy core. Yeah,
easy core.
Easy like Sunday morning. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. Okay.
Yep.
Easy core, and then there's like the heavy metal. So easy core growls and barks.
There's breakdowns. Yeah.
Heavy metal screams. Like, I don't know which one I want to hear. I feel like screaming might be a little bit better and less offensive than growling.
Well, yeah, but would you rather pop punk or breakdowns? Like where it's like poppy and then there's a breakdown and then it comes back again?
I don't know, because at least with
would you just
metal,
full
like,
on like
getting.
like Kill Switch Engage is like kind of they're like metal and like, well, they're like metalcore. They're like metal. They're like mostly metal, but they're like metalcore.
But like easy core is like, I'm gonna trick her. I'm gonna get her in. I'm gonna reel her in, and then I'm gonna bark at her.
That's right. And then we're gonna come back around again. It's a breakdown.
And then I come back. So I don't know if I want to be misled or if I just want to know what I'm getting into, because I'm very literal and I read the end of books first and watch the end of movies. So I feel like I would rather like heavy metal.
Okay. Than easy core.
I had to like think easy like Sunday morning.
So you rather go full on metal than easy core.
Easy core.
Okay.
Because easy core tries to get me.
It tries to trick you. You don't know the breakdown. You don't know when the breakdown's gonna come, and it comes.
It would be like easy like Sunday morning. Like I don't want that in my life, Chris.
It's too much. It's too much anxiety for you.
It's too much.
You're like, is it gonna come? Is it gonna come?
The whole objective is not to get growled at in life. I'm just gonna leave it there. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right. So how many records do you give All Star, the cover by Chunk, No Captain Chunk?
I'm gonna go. Even though I said I hated it, I'm gonna still give it a solid 3.
But you didn't really hate it. You liked it. You liked about 85% of the song.
Agreed. And had they not growled at me, I'd have given them a 4.
The growling, literally, they didn't even growl as much as they normally did. They only did like little growl in this.
But there was no place in that song for a growl, except where
funny.
they put it. But I could.
But it's funny. But it's funny.
I just wasn't expecting it. So, how does everyone do?
These are.
Do you like how Amanda spends 10 minutes going through all of these weird analyzations, and Chris has hard, cold facts to his songs?
I just like that I was able to explain what easy core was with you, and you kind of tracked with it.
I tracked it, even though I tried to say calm core a million times.
That might be a whole new. That's another subgenre.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh,
my
man.
gosh. Whew. We have made it past songs 1 and 2.
Yes.
Whew. Let's see if we can complete song 3. How's everyone doing down there?
You guys still with us?
This has been quite the episode, but I expected episode 16.
And I hope everybody, I seriously encourage you all, go listen to this playlist, our Chris and Amanda playlist. All these songs that we talk about, they're all on there. Every song since we started this show are all on there. So they're all nicely cataloged for you. And we always the playlist always starts with the most recent songs that we talked about, and it literally goes through. So definitely check it out so that way you can hear about the songs we're talking about, and you can make your own decision. We'd love to see your ratings on these songs.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What is my number 3 song?
All right. So from Chunk, no Captain Chunk, to Michael Buble. With the song Lost.
With the voice like butter.
So I'm going to tell you something about this.
Oh, I already see the path you're going down.
So I got to say, I was a little disappointed with this song because I've listened to Michael Bublé before. Mm-hmm. And spoiler alert.
Favorites?
Well, spoiler alert. I like the Michael Bublé Christmas record. It's a very good record. So I like that he's like, he's a crooner, right? He reminds me a lot of like Dino and he's got that feel. And the song didn't have any of that for me, and it was kind of a bummer.
Fair.
That's all I got to say.
Amanda was in a mood when she chose this song.
I know. So I'm going to explain what the song's about. So what I found is the song was inspired by Bublé's breakup with his former fiance, Debbie Timus, at the beginning of November 2005. In a Daily Telegraph interview, Bublé discussed the song. When I wrote Lost, I was really very emotional. I was in the process of ending a relationship of 8 years. I was really bummed and I felt so badly for both of us. So Chris Reed, badly for both of us for all we'd gone through, and that it didn't work because it didn't work the way we had hoped it would. I wanted Lost to be an anthem for all of us who had been in a relationship where we loved the person and it just didn't work out. And that doesn't mean we're going to discard them from our life just because it didn't work out romantically. Lost. So, but so that's what the song's about, Amanda. I don't know. I have listened to Michael Bublé stuff before. I like when he does like his like big band, almost like standards, and like Tony Bennett. Like he's got that swing. I like that. I'm into that. Like I really dig that. This is not
traditional Bublé.
No. And I was bummed. I'm like, why is he? He's doing something a little. I don't know. It was just. I wanted to really like the song because I do think he has a really good voice. Mm-hmm. I really do like his voice. But I wanted it to be a little bit more swinging, little like even the slower, when he does slower songs, they still have that swing, and I dig that. But this was a little like super emo for him, and it was.
So what's really interesting about this song, I did not hear this song until last week ever in my life.
Okay.
I swear I'm fine. No,
is Amanda fine, everybody?
I swear I'm fine. I had this playing, and I was cooking dinner, and y'all know I hate cooking dinner. So I was in a mood.
Oh, we know.
I was in a mood about cooking dinner, and this just started playing, and I was like, what song is this? And I looked and I was like, Lost. Well, this dinner is lost. I instantly started feeling it. Then,
oh my gosh.
So I heard it on Pandora, so I let it finish. Right. And then I don't pay for the upgraded version either. So I hit it to replay, had to watch a commercial to get the replay, listen to it again. And I was like, this song is so great. I don't know what it was about the song, but I really, to me, it was like, Baby, You're Not Lost. Like, and it was just really cool. Like, kind of get lost together when you're going through problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really was like, yeah, you don't abandon the person just because there's a problem. Like, go through that lost time together. And it just really spoke to my heart while I was cooking dinner. And so I listened to it 1,000 more times, not 1,000, but a solid, I probably listened to it 30 times since that dinner. And I think I made that dinner finish. Like, I think I saved it enough. But it just was really good. And so
you didn't cry in dinner, did you? When you were cooking, did you cry in the meal?
I don't think I
you should never
shed any tears during dinner or during the cooking of the dinner.
During the cooking of the dinner.
No, because usually I get in the mood. Like, I'll get a spatula and I was like, stupid dinner. I'm a very aggressive cooker.
Yeah, beating up dinner. A very aggressive cooker.
I'm beating dinner because I hate cooking so much. Chris, if this show gets big enough, I can get an Alice that will cook and clean for me.
Oh, so, yes.
Friends, go to our Patreon. So Amanda can get an Alice so she doesn't beat the dinner. And fall in love with songs called Lost by Michael Buble.
So you really just made a very strong case for this song. You really campaigned hard.
As strong as you made for Country Roads.
Right.
You're like, yeah, you're going up from a 2 to a 3, Amanda.
You're not wrong. So here's the thing. Like I said, I do like Michael Bublé's voice, and normally I do enjoy it when he's on. It comes on and stuff. This song just was lost on me. And I don't know. I wanted to hear I want to hear the cruder Michael Bublé, not like this version of him. So I don't know. I just was like, this is like Light FM version of him, and I didn't dig it.
So you didn't feel Amanda chopping up the food as you listened to it.
I would have
lost wandering somewhere.
Yeah, you sound more angry than lost. So, which case of my other 2 songs I sent you would have been good, especially Chunk Captain No Chunk is like perfect for the anger.
So great.
All right, so my rating on I'm giving this 3. I'm giving it 3 records. Giving it 3
really
records.
Up from a 2? Or was it really a 3?
It was closer to, it was like a 2.8 before. Now it's just a solid 3.
No, it's a solid 3. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, I'd say, you know what? If the song was a little bit more, I think, of his traditional, like, wow. Like, not that he can't do anything different. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. I like when he does his, like,
there's a niche or a niche.
Right.
However you say it. And when you grow accustomed to a person, singing a certain way, that's why you buy their record. And his Christmas record is fantastic.
His Christmas record is fantastic. I really like it a lot.
He's very talented.
He is
very talented.
No, he is. He's like, because I like him. I like Harry Connick Jr. I think Harry Connick Jr. is very good. His Christmas record's very good too. By the way. Thank you.
He will end up on my list.
Yeah, he's got a good Christmas record. Yeah. So
he's so good in Hope Floats.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in that movie.
And that might be a song that ends up on the show.
When we do the next movie, Songs from Movies show.
I should write that down.
Yeah, you should write that one down.
Because I'll forget. Okay.
Hope Floats.
So 3 records. It could have been a 2, so I'll graciously accept those 3 records. And your last song to me, the last song on the show, and we're barely squeaking by because this has been such an obnoxious show, is Congratulations, Smack and Katy by Reggie and the Full Effect. So the name really is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like a band, like someone in a band was getting married and a band wrote this song for someone getting married. You
have to admit this is such a fun song to listen to.
It really is. It really is. And the name Reggie and the Full Effect is really cool too.
Yeah.
And I like the name Reggie a lot. I don't know
Right.
why.
You're just a did I name.
Well, I really like Tom Selleck, and Tom Selleck plays in this movie series, and his dog in the movie series is Reggie. So that's made me think of that. Totally off topic, but that's what Amanda does.
Well, that tracks. That tracks with Amanda.
That's right. So I really like this song.
Mm-hmm.
I had a hard time following the lyrics, though, so I had to Google the lyrics because
like
it moved a little quicker.
It's like a stream of
mind.
Consciousness, this song.
It is. It just like flowed so quickly that I couldn't quite comprehend the words. I was comprehending the tone and the feel, but I couldn't like understand the words. So I had to Google that. Even then, I didn't necessarily understand the lyrics, if I'm being honest, because it's like I'm bored, but like, what are the next words? But it's risky or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I
was like, that's so contradictive. I don't understand what this means. Like,
I'm trying to get the
I should have written them down, and I thought I would remember them, and I can't remember them now because we've just had so much other fun dialogue during this episode.
Yeah, girls, where's your head full of lead? Can't you see what you're doing to me? Wipe the disgrace off your face. Look at what you see. It's girl, you look bored. I wish everything about the danger wouldn't make you such a stranger.
Yeah. Like,
so what's your deal? Don't you feel what I'm dealing with? But it's all right. Girl, come on. I'll show you how to deal with this, but not tonight.
I got plans.
Yeah.
I'll work you in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have my person call your person.
Right.
So it was just a very like.
Yes, it's
very all over the place.
Right.
Actually, it kind of like goes in line with today's show, which is kind of all over.
It's all over the place. Yeah.
So what a great song to end the show with. It's really, I guess, the biggest thing for it. I did like it. The lyrics were weird, but a lot of times lyrics are just weird. And my biggest issue with this song is it just like so abruptly stops.
Yes, it just stops.
It's like
it just
2 minutes and 20 seconds and done.
Yep.
Like I was like, what just happened? Like to the point I thought my phone screwed up. Like I was like, I gotta replay that. Like
it just ends. It just ends.
It just ends like in such a weird end, not like an end with a like a bzzz,
right.
You know, nope, just boom, like
just
a
boom.
book closed.
Yep.
And I was like, this is not a song that you read the end of the book first. There's no end. It just is done.
It just stops. It's the end of the story.
Done.
It's the end of the story.
So I felt like I wanted more to the song, and I was robbed it. So I had to analyze, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? And I had to lean on, it was a good thing.
It is.
So I can't say I dislike it, even though I feel like I was robbed the ending I deserved. But that's okay. It made me play it again.
Right. And you listen to it again. And then you got excited. You're like, this song is super catchy.
Very, very catchy. So there's no reason I'm going to give it the rating I'm giving it, but I'm going to give it a 4. And I really don't feel like it deserves a 4.
I thought you were going to give it a 4. I knew you would. And because I knew there was going to be something about the song that hit you.
Yeah. And I can't explain it. There's just something about it.
Because it's just weird and fun.
It is weird and fun. Almost as weird and fun as Country Roads by me first and the Gimmie Gimmies.
Right. I purposely gave you songs this week that were all just like, I don't know why I like this song, but I love this song. But they're all just weird. And I was like, there's no way like you've heard these versions of these songs. Well, All Star maybe, but definitely not Country Roads and definitely not this song, because this isn't a song that you would have heard really anywhere.
Never.
I mean, maybe on MTV2 back in the day and Fuse, because they did play a music video for this. But
well, even when I was Googling the lyrics, it wasn't. And I tried to Google the meaning of the song, and there was like nothing really on it. So it's just one of those lower like radar type songs. Yeah. So it was interesting.
Reggie in the Full Effect it's one guy. His name's James Dweez, and so what he's
one guy.
Yeah, he plays everything on these records. So his name's James Dweez, and he was, or still is, I guess. He's an awesome musician, but he was there's a band called the Get Up Kids that were like really big in the Midwest emo scene.
That's fun.
And he was the keyboardist for them, and he kind of started Reggie in the Full Effect as like a total joke thing. and he recorded like 3-song demo. And then the guys from Get Up Kids were like, "This is awesome. You should do this." Like, and so they did a record, and then he did another, and it kind of took off. It started off as a complete joke, like him making like really cheesy like love songs, like cheesy 80s like pop love songs, and he created this persona, this Reggie in a full effect. And they were like, "This is great. You should actually do something with this." And so he did. And so he stayed in there. Then he was in another, like he used to be in this hardcore band called Colette. This is like a lot of like scene stuff, like
interesting
emo metal hardcore scene stuff. Like, but yeah. And he's collaborated with a bunch of other musicians and stuff. He was with My Chemical Romance for a bit of time. Like he's still going, he's still doing stuff. But yeah, Reggie in the Full Effect has kind of been his like thing. He's done like 7 records under the Reggie in the Full Effect name.
I just thought like the Full Effect was like the band.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was like a one band.
It is him. I mean, when he tours, he's got musicians and people kind of contribute and stuff, but like he's a sort of it's a one-man show.
Very fascinating.
Yeah.
So well done, Reggie. Well done.
Amanda likes congratulations smacking Katy.
What an obnoxious show this has turned into. But
oh my gosh.
Fun show. I would love anyone's feedback, or we would love anyone's feedback down in the audience who would want to come up and like rate our show today on a 5-record scale. How did we do today?
We've had people hang in there, so not everybody left the show today.
That's true. There was laughter and there was some clapping, so at least they enjoyed it enough to
thank you. Yes, they absolutely did. So we really appreciate all of you for hanging around and having some fun with us today. And yes, listening to Amanda and I just talk about each other's songs.
What a week. I mean, we knew episode 16 would not disappoint, and it did not. Nope. At least in our eyes. I think it's fair to say we're our biggest fans.
We are definitely our biggest fans, and maybe our parents.
And yes, we might be second to our parents.
Yeah.
Or they're second to us. I don't know. But either way, our families, including ourselves, think we're pretty funny.
They do. They absolutely do. Our families love us.
And we love them. And we love them. So we are already over that 1:00 mark like we typically usually do, but we try to keep it an hour. This week we're pretty close.
Yep.
We're going to be going live on IG right after we wrap up this show to do the after party. It's fun. You know, feel free to hop over there if you can and join us. We'll be there regardless.
Yes, we're going over there regardless.
What other housekeeping do we need to do?
So quick things before we sign off. Definitely urge you, if you want to watch video versions of all the episodes, they are on YouTube. So we try to get them up within a day or two of the actual, when we do the live version of the show, the audio version, but there is the video version that you can see anytime on our YouTube channel. So even our Beatles episode from last week, that's up there now. All episodes 1 through 15 are up there right now. This will be up within a day or two, so you'll be able to see that. We also just started releasing some of our music video reaction videos that we've been making because they go to our Patreon members first. And then after they've been on there, then we put them on the YouTube channel. So
I would highly recommend checking out the Never Ending Story reaction video. That's my favorite.
That's the one that's up now. Yeah.
You should be able to find it pretty quickly if you go to our page. It's pretty obnoxious. And you might see a thing or two that you're even surprised by.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you never know.
You never know. And thanks to Chris, there's really easy and fantastic thumbnails to quickly find what each episode is covering, the song choice, not the song choices, but the artist. So you can definitely pick your favorites based off of that. So thank you, Chris, for doing those amazing thumbnails. Absolutely.
You are so welcome. No, we're always fun. We're always having fun ways and keep on, creating all these, little bits about all the content we create so that we can make it, exciting for everybody else to find and enjoy the videos as much as we love making them. So we really appreciate everybody's support. We did, as Amanda was saying before, we do have a Patreon account, which you can feel free to join. There's all kinds of perks over there between voting on the songs and getting merch and early access to the videos that we create. We also now have a Buy Me a Coffee link, which you can see in the fortune cookie. So if you want to send us a tip or buy us a coffee or, I don't know, a slice of pizza, or if you want to buy some Taco Bell for Amanda, she loves the Taco Bell. So
3-pack minimum.
you feel free to go over there and buy us some Taco Bell or coffee or whatever. I don't care. Something like that. So feel free to do that.
Keep
Plus,
me from having to cook.
yeah, that's it. Amanda doesn't want to cook tonight, so if you could send over enough over there so she could buy the family pack taco meal, that would be great. That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Other than that, obviously follow us on our website, thechrisandamandaShow.com. There's links to everything there, access to everything Chris and Amanda. Of course, audio replays of the show can be accessed here on Fireside, which we are so happy to be Fireside creator here and creating this show on this amazing app that everybody has really jumped onto, and and Fallon, just everybody has put in so much time and effort to keep this app growing. So we are so proud to be a creator on this app and exclusively creating the Chris and Amanda Show on here and then sharing it out for everybody else to hear. So we consider ourselves very fortunate to be on here, and we are so happy that you could join us all here each and every Monday at 12 p.m., 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So
much fun.
Anything else, Amanda, before we sign off and head over to IG for our after party?
You wrapped it up beautifully. Just last and most importantly, thank you all for listening. It means so much to us. So thanks for being Chris and Amanda supporters.
Awesome. All right, everybody. See ya next week on next Monday, 12 p.m., 9 a.m. Pacific, and join us over at Instagram in a little bit. We'll go on live there for the after party. See you guys soon.